Hey guys, and welcome back to #Journey, where we are on the adventure to becoming a pro video storyteller. So, as you guys can see, I have a special guest here.
Happy to be here,
Mr. Marcos.
It's a pleasure to see how your journey is taking shape.
I've finally stolen him for a bit, and I'm very glad and very happy. So, today we actually have the trending topic, the social dilemma. The documentary came out recently on Netflix, and many people have actually been questioning social media. It is basically a burn book of all the biggest internet companies.
Oh yes, it is.
The documentary kind of throws light on the dark side of social media, like how it influences our thinking, our behavior, and how we take our actions as well. And so it's kind of a handful of former employees from Google, Twitter, Apple, Facebook, Uber, Instagram, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Describing their ethical concerns about the power of social media.
It was a huge power. I mean, I read a lot of comments from people in the business, and there are a lot of mixed feelings there. A lot of people saying, that's just business, or wow, maybe we should do something about it.
So do you remember that coin trick in the beginning done by Tristan Harris, a former Google employee, where it was like, now you see it, now you don't.
Oh yeah. It's a good trick.
Yeah, and it's honestly like such a good metaphor, right? So basically stating that social media will always be many, many steps ahead of you, of us, all of us. And even when you think you've kind of cracked the safe open and got that formula, they'll be like, no.
No, we just keep changing. I mean, they keep making it in a way that is good for business.
Yeah, and fake news actually nowadays, guys, listen up, because this is some really, really messed up stuff. So fake news actually spreads 6 times faster than real news, and that's because the social media's algorithm is so keen to kind of like make a scandal, to spice things up, to bring in a conspiracy theory. And I mean, we might not be like literally fighting machines or robots, like the Robots movie nowadays.
You don't know who's behind all these things.
But we are still being controlled by social media and our phones that are, in our pockets, and they're kind of looking at us and grinning, like, hello, I'm waiting for you.
Yeah. It's complicated. I mean, it's giving you what you need. It's giving you that self-confidence.
It's insane, right? At one point you're like, that thing is literally controlling me. I'm not
in control.
I'm so vulnerable. Like, how are we this vulnerable, And there was also this scene with Peter Campbell from Mad Men. You remember Peter Campbell? His real name is actually Vincent Kartheiser. Vincent Kartheiser. Please excuse me if I didn't pronounce that right.
I'm sure Vincent will know.
Yeah, that one. Okay. So he actually played 3 elements of an AI, and he was literally controlling what the user did. So if the user didn't want to click on this ad, he would show a similar ad, and he'd be like, okay, I want you to click on this one. And he'll do everything, like the AI, Peter Campbell, will do everything he possibly can to make this user click on this ad.
Which some of you might know as A/B testing, I guess.
So like children are obsessing about their social value nowadays and the unrealistic standards of the virtual world. Now, I don't think this is only true for children, but in this context, we're going to say children. So once again, Harris actually said that these platforms weren't made by a children's psychologist, where one would actually care about a child's mental health. These platforms were designed to make these algorithms good at recommending videos, recommending the next ad, etc., etc. So what is your type of strategy with your kids?
I'm trying to keep them away from social media, but they already understand what's the thing about social media, and they don't look at it as a way to connect people. They look at it like how many likes you got. Because of my job, every time we post something on Facebook and stuff, like my daughter will ask, like, how many likes you got? Instead of who did you talk to? So it's so easy to get the kids to relate to the effects or the results of what you're doing instead of the consequences or who are you talking to, instead of sorry, the other way around. Why are you doing this, and what do you want to get out of that, instead of like talking to someone, talking to a person on the other side. So it's complicated. I'm really trying to keep them away from social media for a while, and I keep trying to tell them it's not about the likes. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's just people clicking. So it doesn't matter. It's about you doing your stuff, and if you want to share it, share it. If you don't, that's fine too.
I mean, like when they get older, you know, in their teenage years, it'll be really hard. Just like in the documentary, there was a scene of a teenage girl who cracked open that glass container to get her phone.
It's funny though, because the mom reaction is like, "Oh, look what she did." I would have acted differently. I would have screamed a bit more than just like, "Oh, what's my daughter doing?"
I mean, like if a kid can't even like put down their phone during dinner time for like what 30 minutes, imagine what this is.
But there's one thing. I mean, the documentary does take it to a bit of extreme. Like basically, the whole family's addicted, but not that much. A lot of the things that they show, they're real, and I've seen them happening. I think even with myself. I mean, even though again, my job is to get likes, my job is to get views in YouTube. You still get the feeling, you get the consequences of like, damn it, maybe I didn't do a good job. Maybe you put together something amazing, and just because you didn't get enough views or likes, you start questioning yourself as a person. So it is tricky. Definitely.
Like sometimes you're thinking like, why this video didn't do good? I thought it was going to be the best video. Da, 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 da. And it goes back and back and back. But the funniest thing is, we think the internet is free, right? Well, some people do, but no, guys, it is not.
Nothing's
free. No. The internet is paid by advertisers, and the reason for that is that advertisers pay companies in exchange for showing us ads. So hello, little awakening humans out there, you guys, the audience. Yes, hello. We are the product. We are the ones being sold like a piece of meat over the counter in a butcher shop.
Yeah, and even if companies, they will not agree, or they will say that that's not their final intention, it's what's happening. And I mean, and we as marketers, we know that because we buy those products. And we go to Facebook, and Facebook will recommend us the right people. Will allow us to reach to the people who cares about our products, and we can reach that way, which it sounds okay, but the way it manipulates the human psyche, I mean, the psychology behind it, it could be a bit of a gray area. It could be a bit of like manipulation.
Exactly. It's a humongous manipulation from the algorithm. And actually, there was a quote I wanted to read about the algorithm and about that kind of stuff. So, one of the most compelling statements in the entire documentary probably is from Harvard University professor Shoshana Zuboff. Social media is a marketplace that trades exclusively in human features, and those marketers have produced the trillions of dollars that have made internet companies the richest companies. So it's basically the trading floor here runs on the fuel of algorithms, and the thing is, if we do people versus the algorithm, it is definitely a one-sided fight because we can't predict what we will do next, but the algorithm can.
It's like us marketers, we usually say, and this, if you're in sales or whatever, you know that people buy on emotions and they justify with logic. Yeah. But when those emotions are pushed 24/7, that's not that you're just buying something because they hit the right emotion. It's just that they will not stop hitting you until you buy a product. And that's true for Amazon, for Facebook, for Google. They will just keep pushing the right things. And because you're spending so much time in social media, they will eventually get you.
Oh my goodness. You know what I'm thinking about right now? I'm thinking about, when you're in the gym pushing hard, and then you go outside and there's like when you leave the gym, there's a Snickers ad on your phone, and you're like, I need to get that Snickers. I deserve it. I worked out, or something like that. I know that's a completely different story, but I mean, this is reality here. So we can advise you to delete your social media applications, turn off your notifications, or even don't click that recommended video. But we want to be real with you guys. We can't do that. And many people who work with social media on a daily basis, no, it's impossible. Like, you just can't. So I think we need to develop a strategy for ourselves. For example, we need to know the differences about when we need to use social media and also when we feel the need for social media. We need to know the difference between that, because for work, we need to use social media, right?
Yeah, especially if you're marketing and sales, yeah.
Yeah, it's like as soon as we publish a video, what do we do?
Yeah. How's it doing?
How's it doing?
So many
How's it
views.
doing? And also LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, posting everywhere. So yeah, I want you guys to think about this and maybe come up with a strategy of your own to really think about when you need to use social media and when do you feel the need for social media.
Yeah, if you feel the need, that means there's something wrong. I mean, if you want to use it as a tool, as a daily tool or a daily routine even, it's fine. Because and if you look back, probably our great-grandpas, they were like, whoa, these kids are listening to radio all the time. Oh, they're watching TV all the time. Oh, computers, and now the phone, and social media all the time. So there's always going to be something trying to sell something to you. But I think it's up to us how we relate to it. Social media is not going to disappear. And like you said, nobody's going to delete their applications just because they watch the documentary. But it's a good reminder of like, just take a step back and see, is this healthy? Are you doing the right thing? Are you just spending money just because Facebook or Amazon are telling you to? And don't get me wrong, I love Facebook, I love Amazon, I love, because you have the immediate things right there.
Yeah.
Like families right there on Facebook. The book that you always wanted to read is at Amazon in a few days, is at home. But it's good to take a step back and say, all right, am I doing the healthy things? Am I spending too much time in social media?
So, I mean, I love social media. I can't say I don't love social media because, like you said, it connected me with people who I went to primary school with, like people who I'd never think I would ever talk to in my lives again. A shout out to you guys. But through a simple follow on Instagram or add a friend on Facebook, you can be connected with all these people, like you said. It is an amazing thing, but at the same time, listen to Marcos and know when to stop. Observe what you do, and also screen time. If you have an iPhone, right, or iOS device, go check out the screen time. Go see how many hours you are actually on social media, and maybe change a few things.
It's just, yeah, that's a good advice. Just take a look at what you're doing.
That's your advice, so I just rephrased it.
Just blame it on me.
Okay, so thank you, Marcos, for being here today.
Thank
I really
you for the
appreciate
invitation. I'm really looking forward to this episode and to everybody's comments about it, because it's a big deal.
Definitely. So guys, yes, please leave comments down below on how you felt about this video and how you feel about the social dilemma in general. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And thank you guys for watching once again. And
This is Journey.
this is Journey.
Oh, sorry. This is Journey.
This is Journey.